All right, Kevin, there's questions about the president's comments regarding the pallet of $400 million of cash sent to the Iranian regime back in January, and then the subsequent U.S. payments to the Islamic Republic. What can you tell us about all that?
Well, listen, the senior administration officials are telling me tonight the president didn't lie when he said the administration had to send $400 million in cash to the Iranians because we don't have an existing banking relationship with them. That was supposed to be the initial payment to pay Iran back for that money that they spent here in the States back in 1979. A deal fell through. Of course, you and I have talked about that at length. But what's interesting is that question became relevant because it was later revealed in reporting by the New York Sun and the AP that the administration was able to utilize a central bank to make 14 payments totaling $1.3 billion to the Iranians. Now, we don't know if that ultimately took the form of cash or check or an EFT, electronic funds transfer. But here's what the president said about the cash payment back on August 4th.
The reason that we had to give them cash is precisely because we are so strict in maintaining sanctions, and we do not have a banking relationship with Iran, that we couldn't send them a check, and we could not wire the money.
All right, so here's how the deal played out. Let's walk you through it. Back on January 17th, the administration sent that $400 million in cash, a combination of foreign currency, euros and whatnot, for that deal back in '79 that fell through. 2 days later, the U.S. paid another $1.3 billion in interest using a still yet unnamed central bank to facilitate that transaction. That $1.3 billion coming from the Treasury's so-called judgment fund, broken up into 13 payments, each just shy of $100 million. Still no details, by the way, about that 14th payment worth $10.4 million. We also don't know how those funds were distributed. Was it cash? Was it a check? We don't know because the White House tonight refuses to say.
We haven't been as specific about the mechanism of the payment for the $1.3 billion in interest, other than to say that we had a similar arrangement with a central bank, also unnamed, to move money from the judgment fund to complete the commitments that we'd made in the context of this financial settlement.
Obviously, a number of questions remain tonight, Brett, and most notably, why not name the central bank? And what about that last payment for $10.4 million? Questions that remain unanswered tonight.